Hey everyone, hope all is well. This is a recording last Friday, the big day, Jackson Hole. Everybody was watching. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people were watching. Some of you guys would work, probably busy. I was busy myself. I saw maybe a few minutes of it, then I went ahead and recorded, okay? Where Jerome Powell gave the speech. And as you know, the market took a downturn. So this right here, I'm not showing you the actual speech. I did record it, but I wanted to address something in particular, and you see it on the screen. So this is a recording. Again, this was recorded on Friday, I think was the 26th. So of course, this is not live from Monday. Today's Sunday. But here, higher rates will bring some pain to households and businesses, as if inflation is not enough. Jerome Powell talked about how we have a softer labor market conditions, bringing down inflation, and it's going to bring some pain to household and businesses. And of course, the sad thing is, it's going to hurt those who can least afford it. That goes without saying. The people at the bottom, everyday working Americans, let alone the middle class, which has mainly been wiped out. So there have been quite a few reports, some of you may have seen, about companies laying off in the tech sector. There's a report, I believe, last week or so, saying that, hey, this time around, there are going to be a lot of white-collar jobs that are going to be getting cut. A lot of executives. So maybe they're making, some people making $500,000 a year, $1 million a year. Those jobs are going to be cut. And if that happens, of course, it's going to trickle down. So let's go ahead. This here is a clip from Money Watch, okay? A clip from Money Watch. And this is from June 13th. We're in August, after the Jackson Hole meeting, okay? The Jackson Hole event where Jerome Powell spoke. So do you think, I want you to hear this clip, and do you really think after the meeting in Jackson Hole that it's going to get better? They've already said companies with tech firms, Meta, which is Facebook, they had hired a lot of engineers. They had planned on hiring more engineers. Well, guess what? They laid off. And some people received offers. Guess what? The job offers had been rescinded early August. So listen to this.
According to the tech jobs tracking site layoffs.fyi, at least 66 tech firms handed out more than 16,000 pink slips in recent months. The layoffs come after tech firms hired aggressively in late 2020 and 2021.
Meanwhile, companies like Twitter and Meta have implemented hiring freezes, citing disappointing earnings. Some tech firms like Lyft and Microsoft insist they are only slowing down hiring in particular departments.
Now, so they laid off 16,000. That was June. We're in August, after the major event, Jackson Hole, by Jerome Powell, about the Fed rate. It's going to get higher. We are in for a long, bumpy ride. Why? Things are going to get worse. We already are facing high inflation. It's enough for working class people, let alone the working poor, to afford just to exist, to get from point A to point B. So inflation, gas prices, they've come down some. It's still expensive. Drive an SUV and tell me about it. It's still expensive. Food. So they've laid off. That was June 13th of this year. We're now after the meeting in Jackson Hole. Jerome Powell has announced the Fed rate. You saw what Wall Street did. It plummeted. I did 3 options trade. One I already cashed out. The one I did that I posted in community, that one I'm still holding, plus another one. Why? You already heard the Jackson Hole meeting, saw it, and you saw it plummet. My phone was ringing. Text. My friend called me and said, very calm, which I knew that meant a lot of money was lost. As a matter of fact, I need to call because I haven't heard from the person. And for this person to get concerned, I'm like, oh boy. Said, everything is red. I'm like, yeah, no surprise. Then you heard on the latter report about hiring freezes. Hiring freezes. So let's see if they're laying off a lot of people. In this case here, a lot of tech companies were laying off engineers, and other companies are doing hiring freezing. Somebody tell me, where's the next job going to come from? Where is the next job going to come from? Hence the report that I saw in Squawk Box. Someone was, you know how they have the guest to come on the show, saying, hey, a lot of people in white collar jobs are going to be affected by this layoff. So let's say you're making, I don't know, let's just say 150 as an engineer. Other companies are laying off engineers. Other people, do you really think, I mean, especially in the tech sector, people move in groups. Like business people make moves, Dusties make moves, Dustinas, working class people, poor people, rich people make moves. So you think it's just going to be, oh, well, go get a job over there at, AMD, Intel. You saw the market in red. I was mad at myself on Friday. I shorted a stock. I said, oh, it went down. Look up. Oh, my goodness. It went down $14. Should have held my position. I sold too soon. We've been discussing on the phone. We've been discussing, hey, our next move. Both phones been blowing up. Here's what we're going to do. And that's why it's so sad. A friend of mine, I showed my screenshot. I'm going to make sure I don't show the person's name. Yeah, I'm going to show you a screenshot of a person who's trading. And that's why I try to do this, do what I do. This does not support me. Some people worry about about the Patreon. Patreon, I think for the ones that are there, this does not support me. I try to help. I try to tell women, think beyond the box. Think outside the box. The ones that before you, if things didn't turn out so great for them, don't repeat it. Move around. All this drama going on, and that's why it's good to listen. You don't have to like a person, but to listen and know what's going on. Maybe you're too busy, and maybe someone else knows something. I showed you my screenshot on Friday, right? I made me a little, what was that? 43.92, whoop, whoop. Hopefully it'll go up. Just as I did that, someone sent me their screenshot. It came Friday night. I saw it Saturday morning. It came Friday night. And on Friday, the same person that was sending me text messages, calling me, blah, 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 blah. Person called me Friday evening. I said, oh, yeah, we just pulled into the driveway. What's up? Hey, check this out. Boom. That person did what? Just on Friday, that person, out of all this in the red, that person on Friday blew my mind, made $69,150.50. Why do I bring that up? What is coming? It's like, in my opinion, a tsunami of headache, a tsunami of games wiped out, a tsunami of suffering. So why am I bringing that up? To tell people, it's okay to listen to somebody else. You think the person that's making that kind of money, you made $69,000 in one day. One day. You think that person will be worried about this? More than likely, their living is pretty much made. A lot of us, it's not. So we have to do something different. If you haven't, we've been discussing, hey, even today, Sunday, I'm on the phone, okay, so what's your trading strategy? I'm calling people I know, friends, exes, we're all communicating. Why? We all want to excel in life, and many of them have. To be honest with you, I'm at the bottom. I'm the broke one. So this here, it's going to be a lot of pain in household and businesses. A lot of people, that degree, hate the engineering. You have to have a degree for that, do you not? It didn't save them from being cut from those jobs. And then the hiring freeze. So we have to do something different. Housing. They're already saying the banks are going to have too many properties. Why? Because, again, follow the financials. If the people don't have that kind of money saved up, they're saying this might could go on, some say 2 or 3 years. You think many people have that kind of money set up for the next 2 or 3 years? Most don't. Are you kidding me? Even the educated ones. So what's going to happen? More foreclosures. A lot of people bought that dream home last year. The nightmare is going to be this year. That's pain. It has to be painful. It has to be psychologically dehumanizing. Just blow. Imagine having you got to get out your house or where you live because you can't afford it. There's going to be more pain for household, more pain for businesses. A business has to survive. A business cares about that bottom line, the ownership. They're not worried about your families. Those engineers, they have to cut them. Why? They can't just keep on paying until they run out of money. Then the business will not survive. So it's going to be a lot of pain to a lot of households. That's why try to have a plan. We have to do something different. They're already saying now that we're in a housing recession. Have you heard? Some developers, they've been stopped building houses. And you're like, they're not going to finish. They stopped. The rate's going to raise up. People are walking away from what they were running to them before, like swarming, making deals over ask. Some of those values are going to plummet. They're plummeting already in some areas. Maybe it hadn't gotten to yours. It's coming. They've had people walking away at closings, changing their minds. So imagine if you're one of those engineers and you've bought your nice dream home and now look up, you got that pink slip. Someone said to me, you remember this person? And to be honest, I just don't remember. I don't remember. And they said, oh yeah, well that guy, he said, and I don't remember his name. He said, he was a waiter. Okay. And this was maybe when the first, I think it was maybe like 2008. I'm like, really? You think I can remember that? Or 2018? I'm sorry, 2018. He lost his job as an executive in 2018. Not 2008, 2018. Lost his job as an executive in 2018. Guess what happened in 2018? He said he was making $180,000 a year. That was his salary. Guess what the next job was? Working as a waiter, taking orders at a high-end restaurant. He wasn't there because he was bored. Guys like in his, 40-ish, mid-40s. He wasn't there because he was bored. Said it was the only job he could get. The only job he could get. Really? So this here, we are in a bad way. You think the market tanking is bad? Well, again, I can't tell anyone what to do. I'm not going to do. I know what I'm going to do, and look like I'm going to be going short. That's what I've been doing. I'm not telling anyone else to do because I don't want to, if someone chooses the wrong stock, I don't know how it's going to go. So I'm just saying what I'm going to do, not giving any advice, but that's what I'm going to do, especially when you see red. So the puts are working for me. Hopefully put some money in the account. But it's going to bring some pain to household and businesses. Of course. If businesses are laying off, what's going to happen then? If we're in a housing recession, builders stop building, People are walking away from the table, from the closings. They're getting less offers on houses to buy. What do you think that means for the people in real estate? If people are walking away from closings, they're changing their minds. Prices in some areas are going down and still not selling. You're going to be saturated with a lot of property, residential and commercial. So what does that mean to the entrepreneur who went out there to decide to be a realtor and to pursue your dream and sell? Well, if the developers are not building, we've all heard about the meeting, Jackson Hole. Everybody and their mother knows about Jackson Hole. Probably a 3-year-old. Jackson Hole. I heard Mama talking about it. Come on, the world's watching. So what do you think is going to happen to those real estate agents? They work on commission. People that are self-employed like that, very few of them pay into a system for unemployment. Even if they did, can unemployment sustain their standard of living? Those engineers, they're W-2s. Do you think the unemployment amount is going to sustain their standard of living? It's not. So what are we going to look? We already have a housing and rent issue. Now people making decent money. What are they going to do? Lose their house too, like the middle class person? Of what's left of the middle class, the poor person, working class? And then we've got new people coming into the country. Already we've had a clash. I'm not sure if I mentioned about that on the video. I think I did mention it. Already I said, wow, a clash that turned into a fight. An American, because of the immigrant, came here and they helped the immigrant. The American is suffering. I thought, wow. And I thought about it. I said, wow, you know what? This is just something that a person is telling me about. We're talking about having to call the police, a knockout and a knife. They picked the wrong one. Maybe it went to your little head. You done came to America and got your look come up. And an angry American, upset, said something about it, just walk away. But oh no, you're going to try to come at somebody. The angry American happened to be an ex-Marine. Put that chop to the neck and then pull a knife to the next one. 2 on the ground, 1 standing aside. I don't want none. You did the right thing. And I thought about it. People are in a tizzy. Sometimes it's best to hear things and just keep going. Keep going. You don't have to agree. And that's what intelligence will do. We don't have to always box up. You know what I mean? But I said, wow, things like that are probably happening a whole lot, but they're keeping it quiet. So you're going to have all these people coming out of their residences, their safety zone. The higher rates will bring some pain to household and businesses. You betcha. Housing recession, jobs laying off, places freezing. People, how are they going to replace that income? Someone I know, relative got laid off on that Zillow thing. Well, they got a very nice severance package. Still looking for a job. Got a nice severance package. Oh, yeah. The next job is not going to replace, and the one a person is looking at, that job is not going to replace the Zillow income. Apple, Tesla, Meta, laying off. Wayfair's laying off. Well, they have let off, 900 people? And also, ThreadUp. You got girls saying, oh, they laid us off. They better not replace my job with somebody else. People getting paranoid. We're in a bad situation. So I do this, of course, I'm expressing, this is my commentary, my opinion. Feel free to share yours in the comment section. But when I mention things about investing and things like that, it's only to help. When I mention we should be able to, we don't have to agree, but to listen to other people, it may be beneficial. It was beneficial to me listening to someone because I was like, hey, I'm a diehard long. I go long and it's worked for me. Well, guess what? Things change. I'm about to read that book by, Is it Carl Payne? Charles Payne, about making money in the market, up or down. We have to do something different. Again, the screenshot I got on Friday, and I thought, wow. So here's a person, one of the nicest persons you want to meet, and that person is so busy, and I don't want to, call anytime. I don't want to do that. I'm like, look what you're running here. You gotta, you're the big guy. You're the regional here. My gosh, always willing to help. And I appreciate that. It's good to listen. And the reason I was like, hey, I'm losing a lot of money in Wall Street. I need to find a way to make some money, change the course of action. So we need to be able to listen to other people. We don't have to necessarily agree with everything. That's not even possible, to agree with everything a person says. But it's good sometimes to listen to other spaces, people from different places. You might can learn. And I thought about it. I said, wow, I said $69,000 in one day. Wow. Very young. In one day, 69 G's. A person like that doesn't, and plus already has a professional career that pays well. A person like that doesn't have to worry. So it's really time people to try and think outside the box. The pain is coming. And, some people say, oh, it's going to be this way for the next 2 or 3 years. They're saying definitely we're going to have this carrying into the second quarter of 2023. The second quarter of 2023. So all these layoffs. And they were saying the layoffs are going to come to December, again, extending to next year. Is there going to be another stimmy? Is there going to be a unemployment? Unemployment is only good. It's per state, so it's only good for like maybe a couple of months. What's going to happen then if the person has not secured employment and the checks run out? A lot of Americans are living check to check. They don't even have 30 days reserve set aside. This is major. So the pain to the household and the businesses, this is major. People can't wait that long for things to stabilize. Next 2 years. Next 2 years? The majority are living month to month. So if you can, try to come up with a plan. And I believe in helping people up to a degree. But I tell you one thing, you better see about yourself, especially the ladies. You better see about yourself. Numero uno, self-preservation is key. Because if you can't preserve yourself, guess what? You're not in a position to help anybody else. Self-preservation. So it may be time to start, if you're doing well, consider some cutbacks. We thought there was pain at the pump. That pain came Friday. Especially Wall Street. It was like, boom. So yeah. Now is a good time to try to get a plan in place. If you can make some extra money elsewhere, I would say do it. And now was a good time, especially to women, some Black women, because y'all always think about everybody else. Let me tell you something. Now is a good time for you to see about yourself. You can't keep sharing all your reserves. You can't. You got some Black men doing, they've been holding down Memo. It's time now, anybody you're helping to support, we should have been done this here. It's time to go ahead and start putting pen to paper. Don't wait till the gig is up. You keep needing my help. Let's go over these bills. It might be time to cut out that cable bill. Streaming. Now, not Netflix, because I'm a shareholder. No, being facetious. Roku, no, I love this. I'm a shareholder as well. But seriously, it's time to cut the apron strings. This is not a joke. It's not a hoax. We thought the pain was here. More pain is coming. and it is going to be very severe. Anyway, let me know you guys' thoughts on Jerome Powell's speech. Jackson Hole is going to be a hole in a whole lot of pockets. But the pain we thought was here, no more pain is to come. Thanks for watching Simply Said here on YouTube. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and please hit the notification bell. And I'm out.